It has finally happened. Damian Lillard has requested a trade out of Portland. Just saw the news literally the minute Shams and Woj at the same time tweeted that Damian Lillard has finally requested a trade. And now we can finally put this behind us and we don't have to hear 5,000 reports every year. And yes, I know Damian Lillard was asked these questions, so it's not really his fault, but I'm just tired of the updates, non-updates, and the seemingly not wanting to request a trade to look like the bad guy. And the Blazers, of course, want to do right by their franchise player, so we were kind of at a standstill. It just got really annoying at one point. Can't imagine what Blazers fans are going through, but as a franchise, if I'm running a franchise, this was the next logical step to me. You have a lot of young pieces. That Jerami Grant contract was, I don't like the numbers on that deal, although I think he is a good player. But there was just no way the Blazers were going to build a viable contender around Damian Lillard. Especially, with the draft picks they've had the last few years. And then, of course, Anthony Simons, one of the younger and elite pull-up three-point shooters in the NBA. You got Shaedon Sharpe, who has all kinds of potential with his athleticism. Then you draft Scoot Henderson, who I think is going to be the dude now that Damian Lillard is going to be out. But there was just no viable way the Blazers were going to build a contender around Damian Lillard. Yusuf Nurkic isn't the same as he once was either. It was time. And quite frankly, it should have been time maybe a few years ago. Just from an organizational standpoint, if you're trying to rebuild, try to get the draft haul you can for Damian Lillard. But it was obvious Dame was also very honest and probably did want to stay in Portland and win. But it was time. And now the bidding war begins between, I'm assuming the Nets are going to be in this. The Heat are most definitely going to be in this. Brian Windhorst and a few others have mentioned the Sixers too, especially now with the new development that James Harden wants to be traded. And so I imagine there's probably some 3-team deal Daryl Morey is cooking up to see how we can get Damian Lillard, get another lead guard in Philadelphia. Although, honestly, I don't see how the Sixers get Damian Lillard without parting ways with Tyrese Maxey. And I don't know if that's a non-starter for a lot of Sixer fans. But the bidding war has begun. If one of these teams gets Damian Lillard, obviously you're getting a top 75 player of all time, an all-time great playoff performer as well. And finally, the domino dropped. I'm glad that we don't have to put up with this anymore. I'm glad Damian Lillard finally not came to his senses, but finally decided, you know what, it's just not worth trying to stick it out. And I commend him. He tried to stick it out. He tried to be loyal to Blazers fans, and he is the best Blazer in franchise history. But it was time to move on, and we'll see which team he lands on.